If you had told me I'd need a camera just to see a restaurant menu, I would have laughed you right out of my kitchen. But here I am, standing in a cute little cafe, holding my phone up to a square box on the table like I'm trying to unlock a secret treasure. And apparently, that treasure is a sandwich. Honestly, I gotta say, modern life keeps me on my toes. So let me tell you what happened this week, because your girl Elvora stepped fully into the Gen Z world, and I survived. First of all, QR codes. Now back in my day, when you wanted a menu, you picked it up. It was laminated, maybe a little sticky, maybe had a ketchup stain on page 3, but it was there, solid, reliable. You could hold it. Now, the waiter smiles and says, you can scan the QR code. Scan it with what, sweetheart? My reading glasses? So I pull out my phone, pretending like I do this all the time. I hold it up. Nothing happens. I move it closer. Still nothing. I start tilting it like I'm searching for better Wi-Fi in 2005. Finally, it pops up. And I'm not even gonna lie, when that menu showed up on my screen like magic, I felt powerful, like I just hacked into NASA or something. But then I realized the text was tiny. So now I'm zooming in with 2 fingers, stretching that menu like pizza dough. And the girl at the next table, probably 19 years old, she's scrolling through hers like it's second nature. I looked at her and said, "Baby, I just unlocked level 1. She smiled. I smiled. Multi-generational bonding right there over mozzarella sticks. Now let's talk about self-checkout machines. Oh, honey, I walked into the grocery store thinking I was just grabbing a few things. Bread, eggs, some strawberries because I'm trying to stay cute and healthy. And suddenly I'm standing in front of a machine that says, welcome, scan your first item. Back in my day, there was a cashier named Linda. Linda knew your name. Linda knew your business. Linda knew if you were buying ice cream after a bad day. Now it's just me and this robot voice, so I scan my bread. Beep. Okay, we're doing good. I scan the eggs. Beep. Feeling confident. Then I scan the strawberries and the machine goes unexpected item in the bagging area. Unexpected? Baby, it's strawberries. They've been around since the beginning of time. I froze. I looked at the machine like, don't do this to me. I lift the bag. I put it back. I press random buttons. I whisper, please. And then that red light comes on. You know the one. The you messed up light. But here's the funny part. Instead of getting frustrated, I started laughing. Because honestly, this machine doesn't know who it's dealing with. I raised 3 kids. I survived dial-up internet. I learned how to text with 1 finger. You think I can't handle a strawberry situation? An employee came over, fixed it in 2 seconds and said, you're all set. And I walked out of there like I had just conquered Everest. Now let's talk about voice assistants. I recently decided to try one of those little speaker things. You say the name and it listens. So I plug it in. It lights up. I clear my throat and say, play some nice music. And it says, I'm sorry, I didn't understand that. Excuse me, I speak very clearly. So I try again. Play some nice music. It plays heavy metal. Not gonna lie, I stood there in my kitchen listening to electric guitars screaming at me while I'm trying to bake banana bread. Back in my day, if you wanted music, you turned a knob. It played what the station decided. You didn't argue with it. You didn't negotiate. Now I'm negotiating with a glowing hockey puck. But here's the thing. After a few tries, I figured it out. I learned how to ask for exactly what I want. Play soft 70s love songs. And boom, there it is. Smooth, sweet, just like I like it. And I gotta say, there's something beautiful about that. This whole Gen Z world, it's fast. It's digital, it's voice activated and password protected. But it's also kind of exciting. Every time I learn something new, I feel alive. You know what I realized? It's not about keeping up with young people. It's about staying curious. Because honestly, curiosity keeps you young. When I scan a QR code, I'm not just ordering lunch. I'm proving to myself that I can still learn. When I use self-checkout, I'm not just buying strawberries. I'm reminding myself that I'm adaptable. When I talk to a voice assistant and finally get the right song, I'm showing myself that growth doesn't have an age limit. And here's my favorite part. Sometimes, the younger folks watch me figure things out. They smile, they help, and sometimes, I teach them something too. Like patience, like eye contact, like how to laugh when technology acts dramatic. Because honestly, whether you're 16 or 60, we're all just trying to figure this life thing out. The tools change, the slang changes, the apps definitely change. But the heart? That stays the same. So if you ever see a grandma holding her phone up to a QR code like she's decoding ancient scripture, just know she's not lost, she's leveling up. And I'm not gonna lie, I kinda like this modern life. It keeps me sharp, it keeps me humble, and it gives me stories to tell. All right, sweethearts, if you enjoyed spending a little time with me in this wild Gen Z world, go ahead and like this video and subscribe to the channel. I've got plenty more stories coming your way, and trust me, we're just getting started.